going on, guys? It's Luke. For some reason, it's probably 3 in the morning. I've been thinking about making mayonnaise. I have no idea why. I've been researching it on YouTube, and I've been trying to figure out if anyone is doing it the way I do it, which is the right way. I'm going to show you how to never ever break the mayonnaise. There's one huge reason. We always hear don't add the oil too fast, right? You're whisking, you're adding the oil too fast, and then it breaks. The real reason is you can't add more oil than what's being built up in the bowl. So if I have a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise in the bowl, right, I'm creating a 1/4 cup so far of a 1 cup mayonnaise mixture. I can't add more than a 1/4 cup of oil. And you may be saying, but I don't ever add that much oil at a time. Well, when you're pouring and whisking, this is me whisking, if you're not whisking fast enough for the speed of the oil, that's when the breakage can occur. So check this out. We're going to get some lights on, and I'm going to show you how to never ever break the mayonnaise. Again, we'll break some on purpose, and then we'll show you how to fix the mayonnaise. And there's no other egg yolk involved. It's just water. Check it out. Really, if you've not made your own mayonnaise, see that emulsion come through and survive the whole way. Do it. I've got all of the keys for mayonnaise makery right here. I've got the oil, the yolk, right? 1 egg yolk is what I'm choosing to use for 1 cup of oil. Then I've got lemon juice, distilled vinegar, salt, cayenne pepper, just a little bit, 13 grains. We don't need to choke on making the mayonnaise, and a little water to help us out along the way. So let's talk a little bit about the ingredients that we use in mayonnaise. The yolk, that's the main emulsifier. That's what's going to tie everything together. Oil is going to be the majority of the product. That's going to be the base. That's why mayonnaise, they say, isn't so healthy for us, because all of the fat. If you use the extra virgin olive oil, like 100%, to make the mayonnaise, you're not going to like it. You're going to think, homemade mayonnaise is nasty crap. Some sort of acid, either distilled vinegar, right? Again, it's not got the flavor, it's got the acidity, and then lemon juice. Lemon juice does, of course, have a lemony flavor, and that's lemony fresh. It brings a nice delight to the mayonnaise. There's so much fat in there, it's hard to get flavors to penetrate because it just wants to coat the mouth, the tongue, the taste buds, etc. So some sharpness is going to be what we need. So the acid brings the flavors out. Cayenne pepper, again, very, very little. That's to kind of bring the flavors to the back. Again, this is not a Cajun mayonnaise. This is regular mayonnaise. If you want to use a splash of Tabasco, a small splash, that's fine too. Yes, we're going to need some salt. Salt is going to give it flavor, right? It's going to kind of bring it to life. Salt really ties the room together, if you know what I'm saying. And then water. Once we're whisking, right, the emulsion has come together, we add the oil, right? The more we whisk, the more oil we add, it's going to become thicker. If I have a 1/2 cup of oil still left to go, but it's pretty thick, hit it with some water, that'll thin it down just a little bit, allowing me to add more of that oil. Because what can happen if you either put too much oil in and or whisk too much, then it gets kind of greasy looking. That water is to dilute it down so we can stretch it. Let's talk ratios. 1 egg yolk, a lot of books will say 4 to 6 ounces of oil. You can go much more than that. You can go, I go generally at least 1 tablespoon as 1 large egg yolk to 1 cup, 8 ounces of oil. You can go up to a pint, right? With that water kind of guiding you along the way. When I was doing my research on YouTube, I was checking out, I wondered if anyone talked about not adding more oil than what's being built in the bowl. There was one person, I think I went, how to not break a mayonnaise, 3rd one down, and he briefly said it. So then I kept on scrolling down. Then I came up with one that I did 8 years ago. And again, I talked about it, I brought it up, but I really didn't emphasize it like this one. So again, I can't stress enough, you now know how to never, ever, ever break a mayonnaise again. You're welcome. Okay, and I'm going to break this mayonnaise on purpose, and then I'm going to show you how to bring it back with cold water. To break the mayonnaise, we'll add more oil. Hopefully that's enough than what's in the bowl. Yes, that looks like that broke it. So when you break the mayonnaise, that's the only way it's ever going to become thinner, right? You can see there's some separation going on, and the mayonnaise is thin. Say, oh shucks, I broke the mayonnaise. I'm going to add just a little bit of the broken mayonnaise to the water. Give that a stir. We'll see those oil droplets kind of separate, disperse. Maybe I'll add a little bit more. This is literally the first time I've done this. I saw some people talk about, on my research on the old YouTube, and saying they had no, it didn't work for them, but then I saw a guy do it. So I'm like, all right, seems pretty legit. So I add a little bit at a time. Then we should hopefully see it come back together. So I'm stirring, adding a little bit. Stir, a little bit more. Doing it this way, it's very, very important that we don't add too much of this broken mayonnaise to our base. The same rule applies. The more base you have, the more broken mayonnaise you can add. Here's my original mayonnaise. You can see, I think you can see, that it's kind of two-tone now. That second batch, since it had more water, is lighter. Simply mix them together. That's it, man. How to never break a mayonnaise, how to fix a broken mayonnaise, and that really was my first time with the water. I've done it, with the egg yolk plenty of times, but the water, what it does, the water kind of separates, right, the yolks from the oil, and then it allows you to simply add that broken mayonnaise, bringing everything back. So that's, whoever came up with that is a genius. This has been Luke, making and breaking mayo. See ya!